Hey, Witchy School of Wisdom women, how are you? Let me get you in a little bit closer. There we go. How are you? Check out my new shirt, y'all. It's a Krampus shirt. Cross von Krampus. I love this shirt. I guess I should go like this. I love this shirt. Yay, I love this shirt. I got 3 new shirts this weekend. Let's just sit and chat for a little bit, shall we, before we talk about stuff. Breezy's here. Let's invite some folks in. Let's see. I'm going to invite some people in. Everybody might be already starting their vacation. Their holidays might have already been started. All right, let's invite. Hey, Mariah, how are you? We're going to sit for a little bit and wait for some people to come in. It is Witchy Wisdom Wednesday. I feel like I'm crooked. Am I crooked? Yeah, I feel like I'm crooked. Maybe. I got a snow thing. Oh, they put a little snowflake on my screen. Super cute. So, Witchy Wisdom Wednesday, hello and welcome to my magical room in the Witchy School of Wisdom. Madam Z here, coming into you live from Austin, Texas, from my Witchy magical room. So, hello, we are live. Thank you for joining me live. If you are catching the replay, hit hashtag replay. This is going to be, Breezy's at work. Working super hard, right? So today we're going to pull some cards. We're going to talk about the art of listening or not listening. I'm going to tell you, speak to you a little bit and testify. Testify, that's my old Christian coming back to me, right? Southern Baptist. Can you testify, brother? So we're going to sit. I don't have any agenda. We're just going to talk about what is going on. We're going to talk about, are you intuitively listening to your guides, your goddesses, higher power, and what happens if you don't, because I will talk about what happens when you don't and the consequences of that. So Mariah is replying to Breezy, I mean in a day before a holiday. Yeah, I know not anybody really is going to be on, but I wanted to say hello and say greetings and holiday cheer. And I'm getting ready to do the 12 days of Christmas with Christina. So I had my Krampus shirt on. Our Krampus shirt. So I'm going to be teaching a little workshop on Krampus and the lore of Krampus. And I don't know if you can see him, but he's right back there. That's my little Krampus doll. And so he will be part of the presentation and workshop when we do that, but that is later on. So hello everyone and welcome. So let's talk about the art of listening or not listening to your guides or goddesses. So does anybody here have this idea of they have to be, I don't even see the idea of, but they feel like they have to be more masculine all the time as far as energy, as far as I have to get things done, especially in this time of year. I'm sure you guys have a checklist of stuff this long of what you have to get done and what you have to do in order to prepare for this crazy holiday season. You guys have Yule or Christmas coming up, Thanksgiving coming up. You guys have presents you got to buy, families coming in, or you're flying out to see family, you're wrapping gifts, you're busy cooking, you're busy cleaning, you're ready for the holidays, in-laws, outlaws are coming into your energy field. So let's talk about that craziness. So give me some hearts up and thumbs up if that is true. So I know I feel like that. I know. So I want to share with you what happened to me this weekend and what happens when you don't listen to your guides, to your goddesses, to your ancestors for sure, and what happened. So I have been running around like crazy, working really hard in my business. You probably, well, I'm not as live, just come in here live. I used to, on Wednesdays, I used to come in here live twice a week. I've cut back a little bit because I'm so busy on the background of in-person coaching, retreats, classes, initiations, rituals, new moon circles coming up. So I'm doing a lot locally and nationally in person. I'm vending, I'm reading, I'm doing metaphysical fairs, all this cool stuff. And so I'm running around like crazy. Hadn't really had a vacation, hadn't really had some time off. And I kept saying, and I kept hearing, and you guys can relate to this, I'm sure, is in the back of your mind, can you hear your guides and goddesses tell you, you need to slow down. You need to take some time off. You're not receiving my messages. You're not meditating. You're not journaling. You're not doing your witching stuff, which I'm guilty of doing that. I've been so busy. I haven't done any witching, which is why my coven members, after this live tonight, we are actually doing some workings together, community workings. Hey, Lisa. And so I'm guilty of that. When I get super busy into the male masculine energy, all I want to do is check things off my box. All I want to do is keep running. All I want to do is keep doing things. Got to get this finished. Got to finish this. Got to go here. Got to do that. I have no time to rest, especially for the holidays that are coming up. Hey, Carol, thanks for joining me live. Welcome to my magical room. Hey, Lisa. Lisa is my coven circle sister. She was one of the original sisters who started our coven, and then we all hived off into our own coven. So she is original founder. So she's near and dear to my heart for sure. Yeah, Mariah's like, oh my gosh, sister, stay out of my head. It's horrible. And so I did a huge vending event, 2-day event. It was Horror for the Holiday 6, amazing event, read, back to back. Extremely busy, tons of people, Krampus parades, horror festivals, reading back to back, selling, signing up clients, and then doing it all over again the next day. So in the back of my mind, I could always hear the goddess saying, you need to do your magic. You're not doing your magic. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. You're not doing your magic, Susie. You said you're going to get to it yesterday. Yeah, I know, but I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to keep going. I got to keep going. It's the rush. It's the holidays. I have a deadline. I've got launches to do. I've got people to email. I've got stuff to schedule. I got to get posts scheduled. This is part of my business. I've got to get done. I don't have time to do magic or to witch or meditate or journal. I don't have time. And I kept saying, I don't have time. I'll get to it. So here's what happens when you don't listen to your guides and goddesses. Guides and goddesses, right? So it was the last day, Sunday, and we were unloading the car. And so the car was on a slope this way, right? So I had all of my vending stuff. They didn't have any tables, chairs. We had to load all of our stuff in there. So I opened the trunk to get the tables and the chairs out, and the load shifted. And so when I opened up the trunk, all of the tables, all the chairs, all of my vending equipment slid out the back and landed on my foot and probably busted my foot. I'm going to go later on today and make sure that it is not busted. So I've been hobbling around in pain. My foot is totally bruised from the side all the way to the top, and now the bruise is going up my ankle and to my toes. I can't walk on it. I've been icing it, blah, blah, blah. And when that happened, I'm like, you got me, goddess. You got me. So I had no choice but to calm down, take some time off, sit down, meditate, be quiet. And really, at that time, it took me a little bit of time to just really, let me turn that off, really think about me not listening to my goddesses and what that happens when you don't listen to your goddesses. So this is what happens. Has anybody testified to that? Has anybody can relate to that? That shit always happens when you don't do what you're supposed to do, when you don't listen. Does anybody have that? I know I do. This is what happened. So, when you don't listen to your guides and your goddess or your higher being or your ancestors, please send me some Reiki healing, please. They will make you listen because you're not honoring them. You are not in the receiving mode. You're not in any of that. You are in the whole hustle and bustle of it. You're not doing your magic. You're not being magical. You're not working in it. You're not receiving. You're all just have to do. So in the art of listening to your higher powers, you have to be open to receiving. Now, if I would have sat there and I probably would have said, you know, I'm going to let this person unload because I have a helper who helps me. I should, you know, and she usually does this, but she was busy unloading the front part. And, you know, we were talking and she was like, what are you going to do after, you know, tonight after the vending event? And I was like, oh, I'm going to go send out emails. I'm going to go schedule posts. And she was like, you need to go rest. And I was like, nah, I don't need to rest. I got stuff I got to do. And so while we were talking about this, that's where that accident happened. And I'm like, I couldn't even be mad. I was like, you got me. I couldn't even be mad. So when we are in the art of not receiving, the universe has a way of just putting everything on you to make you receive that. It's like, all right, I told you, I asked you nicely. You're ignoring me. You're not doing your magic. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. So it is time for me to step in and do some intervention, and I will make you slow down and receive and be more female and be more vessel-like to receive the messages that the universe is trying to send you. So that is where I'm at right now is, hey, Ramsey, I can't even be mad. I'm mad at myself for not doing it. I'm mad at myself for not knowing when I need to be like, all right, here's my boundaries. This is what I'm going to do, because that's not how I am. I'm a Taurus. So we plow through everything. It's like a bull in a china shop. You just plow through. You like, this is my end. I see my end that I want to get to, and I'm just going to plow through it. I really don't care what the damages are. And usually I'm the one who ends up getting damaged or hurt and in the process. And on top of that, I have a cruise that I'm going on in 9 days, probably on the 9th, and I'm probably going to be in a cast. So if I would have listened like I was supposed to have listened, then I wouldn't be in this situation. So does any of you, have you experienced that? Not listening? Hey, Ramsey and April, thanks for joining us. And not listening to your inner voice or to the universe or your guides. And it's been like 10 times worse. I mean, you'll get back injuries, you get leg injuries, you'll get colds, you'll get viruses and flus. And that way it's like, all right, you need to settle down. You need to rest. You need to recoup. You need to think about things. You need to, you're totally unbalanced. Your energy is way far off, right? And you need to start bringing stuff inward and start listening to me. So with that being said, I was like, all right, I'm going to, take some time off. So with that being said, I had a chance to, because I was down and out and I couldn't walk around so much, I had to say no to some events. I did some magic. I had a client working spell that I did. I'm working together in my coven online tonight on magical spells. Yeah, I'm in day 7 of a PF and cold. It's because both Brian and I are both in witchy businesses, so we know what it's like to entrepreneurship. And even if you don't have a witchy business, even if you have a busy family, even if you charge your work, life balance, kids, family, you know how crazy it is. You hardly have a chance to yourself. So with that being said, it manifests in other ways. That's why it's so important, especially during this time, to clear out your chakras if you're a chakra person. Pull some runes out. do some divination, do some quiet time, ask for messages, what you need to do, and fucking do it. Because I had, you know, my goddess was telling me you need to slow down. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it. And here, you know, I'm like, I would write stuff down on my calendar, and she would say, what the fuck are you doing? I told you to slow down. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And so then I would just pencil that event in. And she's like, all right, my sister, I'm trying to tell you what you need to do, but you ain't gonna listen to me. So I guess I need to get, you know, involved in your life more, so you make me hear you. And so that's what happened. So it's kind of rough when you don't listen to your guides, because they may get hard on you if you don't. April said, yes, always regret it. However, look at this way, you have learned from this sarcastic of learning that, yeah. You get caught up in life and the universe bites you in the butt, but you get back in focus. Yeah, exactly. I had an amazing planning party with Flora Ware, and she was one of my coaches. Absolutely adore Flora Ware. And so because I wasn't able to go to an event, I was able to do the planning party. And so, I mean, the positive of it is it could have been worse, but she really got me refocused and got my energy back, and really helped me just like plan my 2020 year and what I wanted to do. And when you're in the company of magical people, it just really just is like an energetic circle. You get excited because other people are excited. You learn from other people, other powerful women and other goddesses. So it's really important that you find your circle, whether it is in the Witchy School of Wisdom, whether you join the Coven online, whether you join an in-person circle, whatever it is, you need those sisters behind you to get you motivated when you have times when you're just like, I don't feel like witching. I don't feel like witching. Or I gotta push. I'm so male energy now, I don't have time to receive. That's when your sister was like, girl, let me go make you some tea and we're gonna get some muffins, and we're just gonna sit and we're gonna watch a magical show, Practical Magic on TV, and we're just gonna shut our cell phones off, and we're just gonna talk some magic, and we're gonna laugh and have midnight margaritas and fuck everything else. Just let it go. So sometimes you need those sisters to remind you that you don't have to do it all. You don't have to be responsible for everything. You need to take some time out for yourself, and you need to release some of that male energy, which is in the whole conquer and must do mode. Hey, Rachel, welcome. Thanks for joining me live. Flora was just here. I was just talking about you, Flora. I was bragging on you. So April was still sick. I was fine until I went out, and allergies. So it's just allergies. And then yeah, you arrived right in time, Flora. Let me catch up on comments. So that is why it's important to get with magical people who surround you and uplift you and tell, because a lot of times, here's what happens. A lot of times you become unmotivated when you're not in balance. You become like, I just don't want to witch. I don't feel magical. I just feel like I just don't want to do it. I just don't feel like, you know, you're getting anything out of it, or you're not even in the right headspace to do any magical stuff. So, and it's easy to get into it with the holidays and stuff coming on, because everybody's so friggin' tired when they're done doing all the stuff they need to do, and it's, you know, 10 o'clock at night. Who the hell wants to read a book, or who wants to meditate? You just want to take your ass to sleep. But you know it's new moon. You should be doing something. You know should be meditating. You should be at least doing a little bit of altar work with your gods and goddesses. Yes, Flora, April, she does have one tonight, I believe. So, Flora, if you want to send that link in there, you can. I highly recommend it. And so the universe will tell you to slow down, and sometimes you need sisters in your corner who recognize that you're doing way too much, because with entrepreneurs, we tend to really not take care of ourselves. And especially if people who are high priestesses, it is our calling to take care of the coven, take care of the women as a whole. That's why not everybody can be high priestesses or coven leaders or circle leaders or women empowerment leaders, because we take so much I don't want to say shit, but a lot of people lay stuff at our feet. And we feel that we're responsible for holding sacred space with these people. And, oh, the replay is available. So, it's important that we have women around us that know us and that recognize us and check on us. And like, especially when we have a collective energy going, we know what's happening. Like, well, Susie, you were in my dream. Are you okay? Or Mariah, what's going on with you? I feel kind of weird about stuff. You were on my mind. You came running through my mind. I just want to check up on you. When you are connected with that person like that, with your soul sisters, it is important that you recognize that and that you check on them, because a lot of circle leaders or women in leadership don't have that because they're so focused on what they have to do. They kind of forget about themselves, and they forget about having to take some time out to receive and be magical and work in your power. And sometimes we forget that it's time for us to be silent and receive and listen to the universe. So that is the art of listening. So are you receiving? Are you listening? Are you ignoring the signs and just putting hey Lisa and Pamela, thanks for joining me live. Are you putting off your little voice that keeps telling you that you need to stop, you need to slow down, you need to chill, you don't need to do anything? But you're like, I have to go do laundry, I have to go take the garbage out, I have to wash the dog, I have to take care of the kid, I have to meal prep, I have to wrap the presents, I have to defrost the turkey, I have to. But you don't have to. How about you place with I have to with, exactly, with I don't have to. So that was one of the things that Blair and I decided a long time ago, that we don't have any family here. All of our family is dispersed everywhere. So, and we have a lot of friends who are kind of all over the world, and their families are all over the world. So instead of slaving over the stove and cooking this tremendous meal and all this prep and all the stress and, you know, all that other stuff, we decided to gather together in friendship at a Chinese restaurant, and we all hang out at the Chinese restaurant, have lots of food, lots of fun, lots of laughter, and then we don't have to worry about the stress of entertaining, of cooking, of cleaning, of preparing. Just take note of what you can do. It's almost like, what is it, the Ten of Wands? I call the Ten of Wands, you really need to clean house. And think about, if your house is burning down, if you have 3 things, what three things that you can take with you? Excuse me, and the rest you just have to let go. Do you have to cook all that stuff? No, you don't have to do anything. That's the part of witching. That's a part of being powerful, is you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. So we just take that stress off of everybody with the holidays, and we have a really good time. So that is one thing that we consciously decided to do in our life, is to try to limit as much stress as we can. And a lot of that has to do with being magical and being powerful and setting those boundaries, right? That's what I've been doing, chilling. Yeah. Pamela says, same here. I'm thinking Chinese for Christmas. You should do it. It's a lot. I'm telling you, it's a lot easier. So let's pull a card from, and you're going to like, Susie, why are you pulling a card from this deck? I thought you're not all light and love. But I feel like we need a virtual hug. There's some people that are going through a lot of stuff in the Witchy School of Wisdom, behind the scenes, and I feel that we just need a little bit of warmth, a little bit of love, not so dark. Remember, I told you I live in the light and dark. The light and dark the darkness does not bother me, and living in the light doesn't bother me as long as it's balanced. So I feel it's time, even though you may feel like, oh, you know how I feel about being all high vibe. I'm not all high vibe all the time, but I feel some of us need a little bit of gentle nudging and a card that will pull us and support us in what is going on with us now. So I am pulling a card from the Miracles Now deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. And let's see what comes up. So I feel we need a little bit of more affirmation this time instead of tarot decks. Let's pull a gentler, nicer, fluffy bunny kind of energy, because sometimes we need to have those little fluffy moments. We need a soft pillow to land on instead of doing all the dark, heavy stuff. Sometimes we need to be a little bit light. So let's pull a card from Gabby and see what Gabby has to say for us. Hey, Anna, thanks for joining us. Virtual hugs all around. I didn't know they were open for Christmas until, yeah, they're all, yeah, because they really don't celebrate Thanksgiving or Christmas. So let's see what Gabby has to say for us. Okay, that's interesting. Might be backward. The moment I begin to celebrate myself and focus on my success is the moment I begin living. That is so true. So when you start putting yourself first, right? Oh, this is a good one, another one too. And I struggle with support and I struggle with asking for help. So this is really important to me. When I allow others to support me, I support them too. So this is all the people who are struggling to ask for help, who are struggling by this craziness by themselves. And the art of being and celebrating yourself. Have you done any ritual baths? Have you done any, I don't know, trashy, raunchy romance readings, books? Remember those back in the 80s? I used to have like piles of them with Fabio. You guys remember Fabio? Pamela said, I didn't occur to me, I know when I lived in Vancouver that, yeah, they are. Ramsey, I've been pulled in to create a group for those who want to practice Fey magic. Yes, you should, your tribe. If you've been pulled to do something, you should do it. Because collectively, hey Lily, collectively, they're asking you to step up and create that space for the women who practice Fey magic. So focus on putting yourself first, celebrating yourself. And that is the moment that you have realizations. That is the moment when you have successes in your life that you can celebrate and you can share with others. If you don't celebrate yourself or put yourself first, right, you can't take care of other people, especially if you lead circles or you are a leader in the Facebook community. And a lot of us are, if you have your own group in the Facebook community or online, in person, if you're a leader in any type of situation where people are depending on you and looking for your guidance, you got to celebrate and take care of yourself and your little wins, because your success and your little wins, as long as you share them with other people, uplift other people and you inspire other people on how you handle things, how you overcome things. I don't care if it's like, I didn't have that third piece of pumpkin pie. And you're like, girl, me neither. I didn't high five. I didn't either. It's that little stuff like that that we need to celebrate. Or like, I did a ritual today. I didn't feel like doing it, but I did it. And it wasn't a huge one. It was just I lit a candle and wrote some stuff down on a piece of paper. But, like, I did it. And they're like, I need to do that. Let's go do one together. So it's the whole inspiring action, right? So celebrating together. And allow people to help you. Yeah, Pam was like, my mom used to read. It was a big thing back then. Mariah's like, I didn't read those books then. I won't read them now. I don't read them. Although, I do love the raunchy vampire romance ones. But that's a whole other story. Vampire love. Can we all get down with some vampire love? Vampire love. So listen to your guides. Stop ignoring them. slow the fuck down, allow others to help you, ask for help, and celebrate yourself. Even if it was like, shit, I ordered all my Christmas presents on Amazon online and had them delivered, so I don't even have to worry about that shit. Win to you. That takes some stress off of you. Fabio. So that is what's going on right now with us, with the Witchy School of Wisdom folks. Celebrate yourself. Don't forget to celebrate yourself. Don't forget to ask for support this season. If you need it, you don't have to do it all. You know, a queen knows her limits, and the queen doesn't do it all by herself. She has lots of help. Okay, even Santa has elves. Kris Kringle has help. So that is it for now. If you have any questions, let me know. And don't forget, I've got some stuff coming up. If you want to still get into my one-on-one programs, let me know. 2020 is a magical year. I still have 1 or 2 spots left in magical coaching. So let me know if you're interested in signing up for coaching packages. And we will see you in the Witchy School of Wisdom. Witch on, my sisters. Bye.